80 degrees, clear skies from Hairbaker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Welcome everybody, Zach Linfield with you. So glad to have everybody along as we get you ready for game one of a home-and-home series between the Madison Mallards and the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. The Mallards left-hander Isaac Milburn makes his first start of the season for the visitors against Tyler Peck, the right-hander from Ohio University, for the third time this season for Doug Coe and the Dock Spiders. And Donnie Scott's Mallards now at 11-9 and tied for second place in the Great Lakes West with the Wausau Woodchucks at that same record of 11-9. One game out of first place where Green Bay currently stands alone at 12-8. Fond du Lac chasing from well behind in the standings, 6 games back at 6-14. Let's get to our key of the game here tonight for a Mallards win on the road, and, well, it's got to be learn from previous experience against Tyler Peck. So far this season, Peck's been pretty good against Madison. In his 2 starts against the Mallards, he is 0-2, but he's gone 10 2/3 innings pitched. He got roughed up in his first start on the 31st of May, but then the second time around, just 3 hits, 2 earned runs in comparison to the 7 earned runs in that first matchup on the 31st. Exactly a week ago today was the second start for Tyler Peck against the Northsiders. Let's meet our starting lineups tonight from Hairbaker Field in Fond du Lac. First for the Madison Mallards, and Donnie Scott in second place in the Great Lakes West. Leading off, left fielder Jake Holcroft. Batting second at the hot corner, Keenan Taylor. Batting third, the second baseman, Ryan Sprock. Batting cleanup today, the DH, big man, Owen Jackson. Batting fifth and out in center field, Isaiah Jackson. Batting sixth and doing the catching, Jaden Lobliner. Batting seventh, first baseman, Jake Goolsby. Batting eighth, the right fielder, Corbin Dickerson. And making his debut, batting ninth, the shortstop, Noah Sudica. And on the flip side of things, for the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders, they're starting 9 today, behind Doug Coe in his first season. Leading off, center fielder, Connor Cooney. Batting second, the second baseman, Jack Gorman. Hitting third, the left fielder, Travis Strickler. Batting cleanup as the DH this afternoon, a late change in the lineup. Paul Whitman was supposed to be here, but Jared Heinzen will get the start. Batting fifth, first baseman, Teddy Dieters. Batting sixth and out in right field, Jack Peterson. Batting seventh and putting the fingers down today, Paul Smith. Batting eighth, shortstop, Jake Surain. And rounding things out for Doug Coe, Graydon West. And on the mound this afternoon for Fond du Lac, the native of Oak Creek, Wisconsin, Tyler Peck. So far on the season, he has struck out 7 over 14 2/3 innings of work. Sophomore at Ohio University in Athens, Ohio, Bobcats. The Mallards winners of 3 consecutive, Fond du Lac helping the Mallards case in the Great Lakes West a day ago with a 1-0 shutout win over the Wausau Woodchucks right here at Hairbaker Field. Sunday matinee between Fond du Lac and Wausau, the same exact time as first pitch occurred between the Mallards and Kalamazoo Growlers, and what a series it was for Madison to steal 2 away from the reigning champions of the Northwoods League. Game 1 much different than game 2. In the first game on Saturday, the Mallards won 3-1, and then they had to scratch and claw and climb their way back into the game 2 different times yesterday against Kalamazoo. They trailed 3-0 heading to the bottom of the first inning. The Mallards came back to tie it in the first 3-3, and then a 3-run home run in the top of the second inning put them behind 6-3. The Mallards came back. They answered again to make it 6-5. Kalamazoo, one more time, a solo home run off of Cole Heath on his first pitch of the game. Just a mammoth home run from Ben Bach to dead center field at Warner Park. And that was it for the scoring for Kalamazoo. The Mallards would go on to score 5 unanswered runs to win the ball game 10-7. Tyler Peck ready to go. So is Jake Holcroft. And we are off from Harebaker Field with a floated fastball foul. Down the left field line, Jake Holcroft leading off again for Madison. The 6th consecutive day for Jake in the number 1 spot. On 0-1, Holcroft swings in, taps it foul over the backstop behind home plate. 0-2. 4-pitch mix for Tyler Peck, primarily using just 2. It's pretty much his fastball slider. Will throw the change, and once in a while will throw the curveball as Holcroft swings and tips it into the glove of the catcher, Paul Smith, making his first appearance against Madison this season. Game number 5 between these clubs. Madison owning the season series so far, 3-1.
And be on the watch out right now for frisbees coming your way. At the plate now for the Mallards, third baseman from Purdue University, number 25.
The first pitch today on that first at-bat from Jake Holcroft, exactly at 6:35 p.m. This gorgeous Monday afternoon. Keenan Taylor steps in and takes a called strike. Not overpowering stuff from Tyler Peck. 6'2", 215. Sophomore from Ohio comes home, and Taylor takes strike 2. Our umpires today behind the plate, Brandon Wells. Rob Knox, the crew chief, is at first base. He'll call balls and strikes tomorrow at Warner Park, and Dalton Phillips at third base today. On 0-2, swing and a pop-up. Right side, this should be playable for the first baseman today, Dieters. Another Doc Spider playing in his first game today against Madison. 2 up and 2 down for Tyler Peck in the first inning. Ryan Sprock digs in from the right side. First pitch to him is a line shot into left field, and a 2-out single for the freshman from Elon. He put the dagger through the heart of Kalamazoo a night ago. 2-run home run into the wind to the right field seats as the Mallards were winning that game 8-7, riding strong relief pitching after the solo home run allowed by Cole Heath. As Josh Wintrobe turned in a surprising 3 innings, 6 earned runs, but all on homers. Owen Jackson, the big lefty, steps in and takes ball 1, the first ball of the game thrown by Tyler Peck. 8 pitches in, he had hit the strike zone with all 7 of his first pitches. On 1-0 to Jackson, curveball up and away, 2-0. Steady mix so far for Peck, and it's been exactly the scouting report. Fastball, slider, however, he did throw that curveball right there. It's just, it doesn't have too much curve to it. Jackson swings and fouls a fastball into the glove. Not overpowering stuff, as we mentioned, about 85 to 88, pretty consistent for Peck. Two-out single for Ryan Sprock puts a runner on first base. Owen Jackson swings and misses. Makes it 2-2. Peck from the stretch, working first base side of the rubber. Comes home on 2-2. Outside, delayed steal, heading down to second base is Sprock, and he is safe. The Mallards been utilizing the delayed steal in this last week. That's number 3 in the last 7 days, where the delayed steal has worked off. So a runner in scoring position for Owen Jackson, who's driven in a team-high 15 RBIs. Here comes the payoff to him, and he skies it back behind home plate, foul.
When you need automotive glass repair or replaced, choose the Holiday Automotive Collision and Glass Center. Holiday Mobile Glass Specialist.
Ryan Sprock slowly, outside of his debut performance, 4 for 4 with 2 walks, slowly becoming more of a complete player. That's stolen bag number 3 on the year. And in scoring position for Jackson on 3-2, chops one towards first and perfectly into the glove of Dieters. He'll take it himself, step on first base, and that'll do it for the Mallards in the top of the first inning. They strand a runner on second base. As we head to the home first, we'll re-meet the Dock Spiders starting lineup when we come back here on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Bottom of the first inning from Harebaker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Game number 5 of the season between these two clubs. Here's a reminder for the Dock Spiders lineup this afternoon. Leading off, Connor Cooney, following Jack Gorman and Travis Strickler. Middle third of Heinzen, Dieters, and Peterson. And the bottom 3, Paul Smith, Jake Surrain, and Graydon West. The Fond du Lac starting lineup will face off against the Mallards left-hander, and now the second lefty in the starting rotation, Isaac Milburn. 6 foot, 180-pounder, native of Lexington, Kentucky, at Eastern Kentucky University. What a first game it was for Isaac Milburn. We'll touch on it more and more throughout this first inning. Connor Cooney, been a tough out as of late for Fond du Lac. Milburn over his head, into his motion, and comes home with strike 1. Lots of strikes. Name of the game for Isaac Milburn. Fastball, slider are his 2 main pitches, but it's 2 different fastballs. One 2-seamer, one 4-seamer, and the 4-seamer is hit right at Keenan Taylor at third. He stands there, sticks his glove out in front of him, makes the catch. And there is out number 1 on 2 pitches for Isaac Milburn. He made his debut right here last week against Fond du Lac, and the Mallards come from behind win. 4 1/3, 5 strikeouts, 2 hits. The only base runners he allowed were from those 2 hits and 1 error. First pitch, 2-seam fastball off the plate, and that's the biggest story, is the 2 fastballs. 4-seam fastball from this lefty rides well in to a right-hander and away from a lefty, and there's a very noticeable difference as he just tossed in the 2-seam fastball just off the plate away from this righty Jack Gorman. But the 2-seam fastball rides well away from a right-hander. On 2-0. 2-seamer again, and I feel like every time he comes home with it, you have to say what the pitch is, because a lot of the time you can just say fastballs. Gorman slapped it foul first base side to make it 2-1. Here comes the 2-1 from Milburn. Right back to him on 1 hop. We'll race over to first base and flip to Jake Goolsby. 2 up, 2 down for Isaac Milburn in the home first inning. The Mallards defensive lineup today, Holcroft, Jackson, Dickerson across the outfield left to right. And on the corners, Taylor, Goolsby. Up the middle, Ryan Sprocket second base, debut for Noah Sudaka. And behind the plate, Jaden Lobliner. in the rotation of catchers. Travis Strickler, the lefty, pops up a bunt. Here comes Keenan Taylor. He won't get there in time. Sun shining over the left field grandstands, down the third base line. All cookie cutter in this ballpark. 400 to dead center. The American flag hanging directly over that mark. In the gaps, 375 and 330. Perfectly down the lines. On 0-1 to Strickler. Lays off the slider that sweeps way outside. And luckily for the Mallards, Jaden Lobliner catching Milburn for the second time. Tricky, tricky stuff. On 1-1, fastball's way up high, nearly at 90 miles an hour. To this lefty, Travis Strickler. Into the windup. Milburn misses high with the slider, now 3-1. It's not too often he will fall behind in counts. And his record this year, extremely surprising. 4-4 at Eastern Kentucky with an ERA of 6.37 with the stuff we've seen so far. He lost Strickler, 2-out base runner for both clubs in the first. So 6 innings into his Mallards career, Isaac Milburn has issued his first walk. Here comes Jared Heinzen, batting from the right side. Milburn picks off, and back in safely is Strickler. Milburn raises his leg from the stretch, and the two-seam fastball is cut on and missed from Heinzen to shoot Milburn in front. 0-1. Heinzen batting a clean 300 this season. 2 runs batted in, no homers. Strong on base percentage, hasn't walked too much, 333. Fastball slapped foul, first base side. Milburn consistent. 88 to 90 miles an hour here in the first inning. Milburn comes set with 0-2. Drives home. Fastball high. And I think another thing that makes him so dangerous, even with the movement on both the two-seam fastball and the four-seam fastball, is the velocity. It's the exact same, and it looks the same coming out of his hand from the left side. 1-2 to Heinzen. Milburn throws, and the two-seam fastball is cued over to first base, and just like the top of the first inning, the first baseman, Jake Goolsby, in this turn, will step on first base to end the bottom of the first. No score from Hare Baker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, as the Mallards come to the plate in the second inning. You're on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Top of the second inning from Hare Baker's Field. And hey fans, tonight's game is brought to you in part by 5 Tool Ale, the official beer of the Northwoods League. look for 5 Tool Ale at select league ballparks or find 5 Tool Ale at Festival Food Stores in Wisconsin. Remember to drink responsibly, designate a driver, and get home safe. Isaiah Jackson steps in and shoots a ball high into the air right field. Over goes the right fielder today. Peterson makes the catch in routine depth right center field. He had to call off Connor Cooney. One awkward thing about calling games here in Fond du Lac, we've been over this on a broadcast before, is that I love the park. The park is a lot of fun. However, the window is bolted in. It doesn't open. So thankfully, Jane Lobliner digs in. First pitch, slider away from starting pitcher Tyler Peck. Is that number one, I have to take one super long cord that's got our mic on as Lobliner floats one into the air, right center field, charging Peterson coming on, and there is a single for Jaden Lobliner. He dumps it into the shallowest part of right center field over the head of second baseman Gorman. And all of a sudden, Jaden Lobliner swinging a hot bat. Coming into today, 2 consecutive multi-hit games, and he is 1 for 1 with a 1-out single in the second. So here is first baseman Jake Goolsby. And Peck, a big deep breath, drives home. First pitch is a called strike. The catcher, Paul Smith, dropped the ball. But the home plate umpire this afternoon, Brandon Wells, finds the cigar. Strike one. But that cord is wrapped all the way around the booth with one long microphone hanging out the window. Lobliner dives back in safe. And that's why you can hear the crowd outside in comparison to last year. We didn't have that. The window does not open at all. On 0-1. Goolsby chops one towards first, and Nick Fazio, Mallard's first base coach, makes a nice stab. Quickly 0-2 with the Mallard's first baseman. But part two is that, of course, Fond du Lac has to have their Northwoods League broadcast. Of course, they're at home. Why wouldn't they? Fastball up and away makes it 1-2. But camera 4, which is the camera when you're watching the Northwoods League broadcast, is from behind home plate, so you can see the entire diamond. That camera operator is standing right in front of me. Right in front of me. Breaking ball low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Goolsby in a 0-0 ball game, top of the second inning from Hare Baker Field. But I kid you not, 3 feet in front of me, right in front of the window. Silly. On 2-2. Goolsby takes fastball off, and it's a full count, second one of the game. Thrown by Tyler Peck as the Mallards looking to take an early lead here from Hare Baker Field. 0-0 the score. Mallards and Fond du Lac, 5th time this season. 3-2, roped foul over towards the Mallards dugout. Jaden Lobliner was on the move. Kid in front of me could be the nicest guy in the world. For now, he is the enemy. Three balls and 2 strikes. Jake Goolsby waits and lays off ball 4. Good at bat there from Goolsby, who fell behind 0-2. And he will pass the torch off to Corbin Dickerson. Runners off first and second base, top of the second inning. No score from Hare Baker Field in Fond du Lac. First pitch to Corbin. Slider away, just off the plate. But one of the perks of being so low to the ground in the press box is you can really see the strike zone. About 30 strides, I would say, away from home plate, right behind the dish. Dickerson back at the middle, gloved by Peck. He's going to throw to first. And Corbin Dickerson will be out at first base, but the Mallards will put runners on second and third with Noah Sudaika going to the plate. From UC San Diego, Sudaika bats from the right side. Under 250 in his average this season. Takes the fastball at 87 miles an hour for a strike into the outside corner. So Lobliner on third, Goolsby on second. 0-0 ball game, 2 away. On 0-1. Swing and a miss. Pretty looking slider. Again onto the outside part of the plate. That's the name of the game for Tyler Peck. He wants to throw away from the righties. And that's been the case so far. He threw away from Lobliner, and Jaden just got enough barrel to push it enough into right center field and bloop it over Gorman's head. On 0-2, swing and a miss. Sudaika down on 3 pitches. And the Mallards leave 2 base runners on in the second. More Isaac Milburn when we come back here on your home of Madison Mallards Baseball. Bottom of the second inning from Harebaker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. The Mallards have left 3 base runners on in the first 2 innings, so they're getting runners on base against Tyler Peck. They haven't figured out how to score against the sophomore right-hander so far today. Second time this season he has pitched against Madison. He's gone over 4 2/3 in each of his games pitched against the Mallards so far this year. Teddy Dieters digs in. First pitch, grounds it towards short. First chance for Sudaika, and he throws out Dieters on the first pitch. So it only took Isaac Milburn 2 pitches to take down Connor Cooney in the first inning. And it only takes 1 to get Dieters here in the second. The lefty bat, Jack Peterson, the right fielder. First pitch low and away, fastball down at 87. And that velocity really falling off for Isaac Milburn. Slowest pitch thrown so far is 87 miles an hour. Here comes his 1-0. Swing and a miss. Heard what I had to say and bumped it back up to 88. 1 ball and 1 strike from Isaac Milburn. The Friday night starter at Eastern Kentucky. Joined the team just last week here in Fond du Lac. Fastball up again, this time at 89. Swing and a miss from Peterson. Milburn just seems a lot more comfortable throwing out of the windup Throws from the windup here on 1-2. Breaking ball into the corner and just missed the plate. The slider and then the combination of those two fastballs, as we've said so far today on the broadcast, is special. It's a special combination for this left-hander. And on 2-2, throws the slider again, and he got him. 3 swings and misses from Jack Peterson, and there is the first K for Isaac Milburn. Would say Milburn is somewhere in between a perfect combination of a contact pitcher and a strikeout pitcher. He did strike out 5. His first time out against Fond du Lac. Throws a high fastball here to start the AB with Paul Smith. First AB for Smith against the Mallards this year. On 1-0 for Milburn. On the ground, right side. Should be playable for Ryan Sprock. Fields it in between his legs. An easy flip over to first base. And a 1-2-3 minimal second inning for Isaac Milburn. No score as we head to the third inning from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, here on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Hey fans, the Northwoods League is giving you the opportunity to play NWL Lucky 7 every day for your shot at $100,000. You can find the NWL Lucky 7 game at northwoodsleague.com under the Gaming tab. Answer 7 questions correctly about action in the Northwoods League, and you could win $100,000. You must be at least 21. Terms and conditions apply. Jake Holcroft leads off and lines one down the right field line. A foul ball just by an inch. Feel a little stunned that Jake Holcroft just pulled a ball. He has been all things opposite way so far with Madison. This is start number 13 for Jake Holcroft. He has yet to single on a ball that he pulls. Everything has been to the opposite field. On 0-1, fastball high. 1 ball and 1 strike from Tyler Peck. 2 singles allowed and 1 walk so far for the right-hander from Ohio University as Holcroft pulls one down the right field line, ranging over Peterson, and fair territory will make the catch. So 2 swings in that at-bat for Jake Holcroft that he hits the ball into right field. One, two, three for the Mallards in the third inning. Here comes Keenan Taylor. First pitch from Peck to Taylor. Curveball roped towards short on one hop. Fielded by Surain. And the throw is caught by Dieters at first base. So 4 pitches to get through 2 outs in the top of the 3rd inning. And Ryan Sprock, who does have one of the 2 Mallard singles today. He will stride up to the plate. First pitch to him, fastball off the plate. 3-1 this season against Fond du Lac. But they were 3-0. Fond du Lac, they won the last one as Sprock rips one into the air center field. Running back Cooney, he will make the catch as he nearly overran the ball just slightly. Good contact from Sprock, just right at the Dock Spiders center fielder. Quickly moving here at Hairbaker Field in Fond du Lac, starting a 2-game series between the Mallards and Dock Spiders on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Bottom of the 3rd inning from Hairbaker Field. It'll be 8-9-1 for the Dock Spiders against Isaac Milburn, the Mallards' left-handed starter from Lexington, Kentucky. First one to face him in the 3rd is Jake Surain. Milburn over his head into his motion and delivers a fastball just off the plate for ball 1. Strong start to the day for Milburn. He did walk Travis Strickler back in the 1st inning, but lots of soft contact, everything on the ground so far. And that one's popped up into the air, but right at Corbin Dickerson. He starts back, makes his way in, and makes the catch right in the shadow of the right field light pole, which all the lights currently off from Hairbaker Field. Bottom of the order, Graydon West, his first AB against Madison this year. The 3 leadoff batters in this game against Isaac Milburn, as his first pitch to West is stroked on and fouled off right side. It's taken 5 pitches against Connor Cooney, Teddy Dieters, and now Jake Surain. 5 pitches to get through 3 different batters will help out his pitch count today. Milburn's used to going deep into games, too. On 0-1, a cue shot towards second. Ryan Sprock, his second chance. And a perfect throw to Jake Goolsby puts 2 outs on the board. And it's special stuff from Milburn like that that allows him to pitch deep in games. That last pitch was number 27. Now, Tyler Peck, he's doing a good job keeping his pitch count down as well at 35. But just 27 pitches thrown so far for Isaac Milburn, and he is fully into a groove. The 3 main pitches working for him. Haven't seen too much changeup so far. First pitch slider low and away, top of the order, Connor Cooney. He truly is the one that's hit the ball hardest today. And it was a line drive right at Keenan Taylor, but it had some loop to it on 1-0. Fastball a little bit low. 2 balls, no strikes. 89 mile an hour, 2-seam fastball from Isaac Milburn. On 2-0, that's popped up left side. Keenan Taylor ranging over. Taylor still moving and sees it bounce on top of the dugout. So that last pitch, number 30 from Milburn. Something to keep an eye on is the pitch count. Donnie Scott and first-year pitching coach Sean Brown, technically in his second year, but returned to Madison after a brief hiatus. Keeping pitch counts down so far for their starters. They want to keep these guys healthy, something Mallards struggled to do last year. Swing and a miss, slider away to Cooney, 2-2. But the Mallards, they just could not keep their arms healthy last year, and that was a big reason, was the pitch counts. They got up there because the bullpen outside of Bryce Woody and Stephen Lacey simply were not good. Full count to Connor Cooney, first full count of the day for Milburn. The Milburn is absolutely an arm that will be used all season long for Madison. On the ground, right side, Jake Goolsby's been spectacular as of late over at first base playing defense. A G3 unassisted finishes the third, and we are a third of the way through this ball game. No score as we head to the fourth here on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Top of the fourth inning from Harebaker Field. No score. Get ready for Women's Summer Collegiate Softball. Northwoods League Softball is beginning play in the summer of 2024. Find out more about Northwoods League Softball at northwoodsleague.com/softball. Make sure to follow him on Twitter at NWL Softball. Owen Jackson lines out to first base. Dieters makes the catch. So another quick leadoff out in this ball game. Isaac Milburn and Tyler Peck fully a pitcher's duel so far. Isaiah Jackson set to dig in. First pitch from Peck is smacked foul. Back behind home plate by Isaiah. Gave a breaking ball a ride his first time up in the second inning. And a fly out to right field. On 0-1, fastball called a strike, a little off the plate. And Isaiah falls behind 0-2. The second start at home this season for Tyler Peck. Breaking ball bounces back to the backstop to make it 1-2. And truly, it's been much, much different on the road in comparison to at home. In the one home start, 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, and just 1 walk. Fastball away, 89 miles an hour from Peck. He reached back for the 1-2, now 2-2. The break even on 2-2. Swing and a miss, puts down Isaiah on a changeup away.
Now stepping to the plate, the catcher, Jaden Lobb.
2 away for Jaden Lobliner, one of the Mallards' 2 hits so far today. 3rd strikeout for Tyler Peck. Jaden's been swinging very well as of late. First pitch, breaking ball, bounces him out of the way. It's 1-0. But prior to beginning this multi-hit game streak for Jaden Lobliner, as he pops one up right side, 2 consecutive games of multiple hits, as Peterson makes his way in and makes the catch. Jaden Lobliner was 1 of 19, but he has turned his season around for the best way possible early on. No score as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Fond du Lac and Madison here on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Bottom of the 4th inning from Harebaker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. No score between Mallards and Dock Spiders. Hey fans, the Northwoods League is proud to partner with the authentic Stadium Mustard this season. For over 50 years, Stadium Mustard has been offered at stadiums, ballparks, and arenas coast to coast. And the Mallards, they are proud to be serving Stadium Mustard back at home at Warner Park, loved by millions. It's Stadium Mustard. 2-3-4 against Isaac Milburn. Mallard's left-handed starter comes home and delivers ball 1 to Jack Gorman from Presbyterian College. 194 so far this season, 7 runs driven and no homers. On-base percentage just a hair below 400. He's been one of the better bats for Fond du Lac so far. Gorman scoops one out of play right side, and that makes it 1-1. Longest at bat as a leadoff man so far for the Dock Spiders against Milburn. 2 pitches. Here comes the 3rd. Slider backdoor for a ball just off the plate. About half a ball Baldsmith off the K zone for home plate umpire Brandon Wells. Milburn over his head into his windup, comes home and misses low with a fastball. 3 balls and a strike with Jack Gorman. Milburn begins about 45-degree angle pointed towards the Mallards dugout. The lefty comes home with 3-1 and bounces it in to home plate catcher, the catcher today, Jaden Lobliner, and home plate umpire Brandon Wells. Had to kind of skip out of the way with some dirt bouncing up into his eye. Happened quite a few times last year here at Hairbaker Field. Just the second base runner against Milburn today for Fond du Lac. Here comes Travis Strickler, the left fielder. First pitch to him is low. Lobliner bounces out of his crouch and nearly threw over to first base. Big leadoff for Gorman. Milburn's 1-0. Finds the strike zone, a line drive into left center field. Long run for Holcroft. That'll bounce into the gap. Holcroft will play it. Doug Cole will hold up the base runner at third. And there is the first hit of the day for Fond du Lac in the bottom of the fourth inning. Runners on second and third. Strickler able to cut a fastball on the outside part of the plate and shoot a line drive into left center field to take care of the Milburn outside fastball that he's been trying to drill inside to lefties today. This time he floats it on the outside part of the plate, and Strickler takes care of it. So Jared Heinzen steps in. Paul Whitman was supposed to be in the spot today. First pitch to him, fastball, called strike. That's probably as far out as Brandon Wells will call it. Nobody out, no score. Bottom of the fourth inning from Hairbaker Field. On 0-1 to Heinzen. Swing and a miss. Good looking fastball away. A low Jaden Lobliner throw bounces into Milburn. Big pitch here for Milburn, ahead 0-2. See if he can get rid of Heinzen without allowing that runner to score. In a 0-0 ball game on 0-2. Swing and a pop-up center field. Isaiah Jackson measures. He will throw all the way to the plate. Here comes the runner. The throw comes home. Lobliner's not able to scoop it. I mean, Jaden's got to make that play. The throw was right on the money. It bounced one time, and Jaden bobbled it. And the runner comes home to score. So 1-0 Fond du Lac in the bottom of the fourth inning. It's a play Jaden's got to have. The grass didn't make it bounce in any awkward way, shape, or form. But it was a good throw from Isaiah Jackson. And now Dieters taps one foul to fall behind 0-1. First earned run of the season allowed by Isaac Milburn. Gorman would have been out by nearly 2 steps if he was able to glove it. On 0-1. Breaking ball is slapped foul. Dieters behind 0-2. So a sacrifice fly off the bat of Jared Heinzen has given Fond du Lac a 1-0 lead. On 0-2. Swinging a ground ball towards second. Sprock will throw home. The tag from Lobliner is not there. The throw just a bit late from Ryan Sprock, and it's 2-0 Dock Spiders. The grass on the infield here at Hairbaker Field killed it just enough. And it did surprise me the Mallards weren't playing in. Trying to keep that runner on third base. Brock made the right decision. And I'll tell you what, he throws the ball real hard. Lobliner made the catch this time and just wasn't able to apply the tag in time. Did everything right the second time around. Jack Peterson squared to bunt. Lobliner thought about throwing to first, but lays off. Fastball low. Peterson a swinging strikeout in his first time up. And he golfs one down the third base line. Well, foul as it reaches the grandstands over on the left side. 2-0 Dock Spiders, bottom of the fourth inning from here Baker Field. Slider for a called strike, makes it 1-2. Three scoreless innings, only one base runner against Isaac Milburn in the first. And they put 3 on in the bottom of the fourth inning. Slider is just nicked foul. And we will stick around at 1-2. By far the longest inning on the mound for Milburn. 17 pitches in this inning. One ball and 2 strikes to Peterson. Milburn throws home, fastball fouled off. The slider has been working for him through the first 4 innings of this ball game. Both fastballs, primarily the two-seamer, has been more effective so far today for Isaac. On 1-2, there's the slider, swing and a miss from Peterson. Second time he has struck out the Dock Spiders right fielder. So 2 away, runner on first base in a 2-0 ball game. And now the catcher, Paul Smith, with 2 down. Milburn raises his leg, comes home, fastball way up and outside. Frustrated with himself, wants to just throw it over the plate. Takes a nice long look over at Dieters off first base, and he will pick off. Dieters back in safely. RBI infield single for Dieters over at first base. Walk, double, sacrifice fly, single, strikeout. Fastball perfectly into the outside corner. It makes it 1-1. The outside corner is wide open for home plate umpire Brandon Wells today, both on the right and left sides for both teams. On 1-1. On the ground, first base side, Goolsby bobbles it, can't find it, and he will flip to Milburn, who drops it barehanded. Taking off for third base now is Dieters. There will be no throw. Runners on the corners. So that will be the first Mallards error of the ball game. It'll go against Jake Goolsby at first base. And a chance to add on for Fond du Lac. Isaac doing everything he can to get this team out of the inning. Really, the double by Strickler, the only swing that's done any real damage. First pitch on the ground, chopped towards Keenan Taylor, and he'll play it in foul territory on the left side. Now 23 pitches in the inning for Isaac Milburn, 56 overall. Through a remarkable 33 through the first 3 innings of work. On 0-1, there's a slider that bends in for a strike, a bit high. Jake Surain didn't like the call, and neither did the Fond du Lac audience here. Two strikes in the count to Jake Surain. On 0-2, swing and a miss, and Milburn leaves him on the corners. But Fond du Lac, they jump out to a 2-0 lead from here Baker Field, and the Mallards, they're going to have to climb their way back once again in a ball game here in Fondy. We'll be right back on your home of Madison Mallards Baseball. Top of the fifth inning from Harebaker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. 2-0 Dock Spiders on 2 runs in the bottom of the fourth inning against Mallards southpaw Isaac Milburn. Good start today for Tyler Peck. First pitch curveball, haven't seen it today. And Jake Goolsby takes strike 1. 7-8-9 for the Mallards. Goolsby, Dickerson, Sudica on 0-1. Back up the middle, Goolsby towards second base, ranging over to his right. Gorman throws off balance. And Goolsby retired for the first out.
Now batting the right fielder, Corbin Dickerson.
And now the Louisville Cardinal, Corbin Dickerson. Chopped one right back to Peck, his first time up. Exclusively from the stretch, Peck comes set, delivers home, fastball, called strike. Been able to jump ahead of the Mallards hitters so far today. Big reason why his outing has been super efficient so far. Fastball is roped up into the air and foul down the right field line. And just like that, he's way ahead, 0-2 against Corbin Dickerson. On 0-2. Breaking ball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A career 0-0 record at Ohio. 6.27 ERA. Fastball little off the plate, little low. That's been a strike today. Brandon Wells does not give him the call, and it's 2-2 with Corbin. Here comes the break even. Up and in, almost got a piece of him. Nonetheless, full count, Corbin looking to get on base as a 1-out base runner for the Mallards in the away 5th inning, trailing by 2. On 3-2, that's chopped towards third and fouled over towards Donnie Scott at his coaching position. Three balls and 2 strikes in the count, and we're about set to do it again with Tyler Peck and Corbin Dickerson. Comes home and called strike 3. Corbin knew it right away, too. Strikeout number 4 for Tyler Peck. The Mallards, especially after yesterday, just not finding it today at the plate. 10 runs, 9 hits a day ago. Yes, they did utilize 4 Kalamazoo errors, but they're putting the ball in play and hitting it hard. That's not been the case today. Noah Sudica, first pitch to him, swing and a miss. From what we understand, there is a lot of swing and miss in the bat of Noah Sudica. On 0-1, another swing and a miss. Into the corner. And Tyler Peck continues to push away. Top of the order, due up for the Mallards. 2-0 Fond du Lac. On 0-2, fastball a little outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sudica went down on 3 pitches his first time up. Is in a 1-2 count in this AB. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Slider outside, punches out Sudica. The 5th strikeout of the day for Peck, and 2nd time he's gotten the better part of Noah Sudica. 2-0 Fond du Lac. When we come back here on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Bottom of the 5th inning from Harebaker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Mallards nothing, Dock Spiders 2. Fans get ready for Women's Summer Collegiate Softball. Northwoods League Softball is beginning play in the summer of 2024. Find out more about Northwoods League Softball at northwoodsleague.com/softball. Make sure you follow them on Twitter at NWL Softball. 9-1-2 for Fond du Lac against left-handed starter Isaac Milburn. First pitch fastball off the plate to make it 1-0. Velocity starting to dip down a little bit for Isaac. Through 4 innings so far, and the 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th, the only runs allowed so far this season for him, fouled off, and it's 1-1. He was consistently living 88 to 91 in the first 3 innings, and it has dipped down slightly. The last pitch at 86. Fastball off the plate, lob liner unable to glove it. That one at 85. 2 balls and a strike. Milburn into his motion on 2-1. There's a slider that slapped high up into the air and fouled off deep down the right field line. Graydon West, Connor Cooney, Jack Gorman. West making his debut today from Rice University down in Houston, Texas. The 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Oh, a delayed call from Brandon Wells. And a favorable result for Isaac Milburn in his 4th strikeout of the day. It took a long minute for Brandon Wells to punch out West. First fan of the day for Milburn, and here comes the top of the order, Connor Cooney. From the windup, Milburn, perfect slider for strike 1. You know it's good when the left-handed batter against this lefty Milburn completely turns out of the way and it ends up in the strike zone. On 0-1. Slider again, a little bit low this time. Same exact action. Cooney from the left side. He turned his right hip all the way over towards the third baseline and didn't want to get hit, but the slider just drops over the plate. Fastball on the ground on the swing from Cooney. Ryan Sprock charging, and he bobbled it. Sprock unable to glove it, and error number 2 against the Madison defense. On what should have been a routine ground ball. The right side of the Mallards infield have now committed 2 errors. Goolsby 1 in the 4th, and now 1 in the 5th from Ryan Sprock. Milburn will check over to first base before throwing the first pitch to second baseman Jack Gorman. Gorman led off the long 4th inning with a walk, came around to score on the Heinz and sac fly. And a pitch bounces in a lob liner, but he lets it bounce over his head, and a runner into second base goes Cooney. Mallards are able to get back to the plate. They'll have 1, 2, and 3 due up. Trailing by 2, bottom of the 5th inning from Harebaker Field in Fond du Lac. 67 pitches for Isaac Milburn. Here comes number 68. Fastball on the ground towards short. Sudica looks back the runner and makes a clean, precise throw to first. Keeps the runner on second base, and Jack Gorman retired, but here comes Travis Strickler. He's the one with the on-base percentage all the way up at 370. Batting average of 277, 7 runs driven in. Hit the double in the fourth, the only Doc Spider so far with solid contact against Isaac. First pitch to him is fouled off to the screen. The Mallards, they surely have the ability to come back, trailing by 2. They showed that multiple times yesterday in the win over Kalamazoo. Down by 3 in the first, tied it in the bottom. Down by 3 again in the second. Ground ball foul, first base side. And Milburn way ahead, 0-2 of Strickler. Got to be careful, though. Can't make a mistake with this lefty. But then down 3 more runs in the second inning on another 3-run home run. The Mallards answered right back. 2 more runs in the bottom of the second inning. Kalamazoo made it 7-5. And then the Mallards scored 5 unanswered. On 0-2, breaking ball. Called strike 3. Sits down Strickler. Oh, boy, that slider is something else from Isaac Milburn. See if the Mallards offense can manufacture anything at the plate. Trailing by 2, heading to the 6th inning. This is your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Hey fans, the Northwoods League is giving you the opportunity to play NWL Lucky 7 every day for your shot at $100,000. You can find the NWL Lucky 7 game at northwoodsleague.com under the Gaming tab. Answer 7 questions correctly about action in the Northwoods League and you could win $100,000. The game is free to play. You must be at least 21. Terms and conditions apply. Top of the order, Jake Holcroft. Lays off the first pitch. Don't know exactly where it missed. Maybe a little low. It looked right over the heart of the plate. But he's ahead 1-0 against Peck. Second pitch back up the middle. And Jake Holcroft will single right over the bag at second base. Something the Mallards needed to lead off the 6th inning. Now I'm curious to see how aggressive Donnie Scott will be with Keenan Taylor coming to the plate. 2-0 ball game. Fond du Lac on top of the 6th inning. That's just the 4th hit total in this ball game. The Mallards have 3. The Doc Spiders have 1. But Fond du Lac leading this ball game. After a quick check over to first base on Jake Holcroft from Tyler Peck. Ready to do battle with Keenan Taylor. First pitch in the count. Taylor takes low on a slider. Same exact first pitch to Jake Holcroft. Perfect location, low in the zone. Must just be a little low for Brandon Wells. Big lead off of first for Holcroft. On 1-0, Taylor lays off again. This one surely a ball. Now 2 balls, no strikes with Taylor batting .266 on the year. 8 runs driven in. Waiting on that first home run. A homer here would tie it. No wind from Hare Baker Field. Temperatures in the low 80s, high 70s. Fastball a little off the plate. Good count for Keenan, 3-0. Ryan Sprock waiting on deck. He had the Mallards' first hit of the game back in the first inning. On 3-0, right down Broadway. Strike 1. 62 pitches for Tyler Peck. Really been able to limit that pitch count today. Taylor waiting on 3-1, and Holcroft dives back in safely on another pickoff attempt. Peck looks over at first, drives home on 3-1, and there's strike two. Dumped in a slider to fill up the count with Keenan. At-bats have either been a full count today or they've been 1-2 pitches max. This is the fourth full count today for Tyler Peck. Big deep breath and another pickoff move. By far the best start of the year so far for Tyler Peck. And Holcroft. Dirty jersey once again, back into first base. 2-0 Dock Spiders. Top of the sixth inning. Jake Holcroft, the Mallards runner on first. Nobody out. The payoff pitch coming home. Runner on the move. Taylor pops this one into center field. Cooney will watch it fall into his glove for out number one. So one away, and Ryan Sprock coming to the plate, leading the Mallards in batting average at .304. He's had the two best swings today for Madison. Line drive single in the first and a deep line out in his last AB. Holcroft back in safely again, leaning a little bit over at first base. And it's troublesome for both him and first baseman Teddy Dieters because they're looking right into the sun on the left side of this field at Hare Baker. First pitch to Sprock, and Holcroft will dive back in safely. Home plate umpire Brandon Wells called it a ball. That's incorrect. It was a strike. That's correct. The scoreboard in left field playing some tricks on us. It's 0-1. Ryan Sprock waits on the second pitch, swings and misses on a breaking ball away. Might have gotten a piece of it, tapped it in and out of the glove of Paul Smith. And the Mallards, after the leadoff single from Jake Holcroft, not yet able to put together anything. Owen Jackson waits on deck. On 0-2, Sprock flies this one into right center. Peterson over. He will make the catch, and Holcroft again forced to retreat. Here comes Owen Jackson, a ground out and a line out to first base today. Limited action down in both bullpens. Holcroft takes his lead off first. First pitch to Owen Jackson. Fastball just off the plate, 1-0. The pitching the last 2 days for Fond du Lac has just been out of this world good. And he'll check once again on Holcroft. On 1-0, Owen into right field, right at Peterson, and he will make the catch. Another good swing from the Mallards lefty. And the Mallards, they waste the leadoff single from Jake Holcroft. And a 2-0 ball game. Fond du Lac comes back to the plate in the bottom of the sixth inning. Here on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. 2-0 Dock Spiders, bottom of the 6th inning from Harebaker Field. New pitcher for the Mallards, the big right-hander from Campbellsville University, Chad McCann. His numbers this season have gotten slightly better as time has gone on. 5 innings, ERA of 5.40. Jared Heinzen, the first batter that Chad will throw against. First pitch fastball popped up behind home plate and out of play. This is a big opportunity for Chad. He's been in and around the strike zone. No walks, 4 strikeouts, but 8 hits. On 0-1, Heinzen squares down to bunt, but Lobliner caught it. He whipped right through it. Lobliner rise to his feet. And Chad jumps way ahead, 0-2. Work straight from the stretch. Big deep breath on 0-2, slider away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Heinzen 0 for 1. A sacrifice fly in the 4th inning scored the first run of the game. And a slider is bounced towards the first base side. Chad McCann picks it up, floats it to first. Chad fell down and got the job done for the first out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Chad and Jaden Lobliner share a smile as they walk back to their spots on the field. First arm in relief today, Chad McCann. Isaac Milburn goes 5 innings, throws 71 pitches, punches out 5 over those 5 frames. 2 earned runs, 2 walks, just 1 hit. First pitch slider is just off the plate. Lobliner had to double pump. No call from Brandon Wells as Teddy Dieters ahead by a ball. 1 for 2 today for Dieters. Takes a fastball low and away, called for a strike. That's been the call today for Brandon Wells. He hasn't called the low strikes. And a slider has popped up. Plenty of room for Keenan Taylor. Calling ball, makes the catch. And 2 outs picked up by Chad McCann in relief here in the 6th inning. Mallards need some offense, though. Got to get off the field, trailing by the same amount. 2-run deficit. They've done it before. In fact, they did it here nearly a week ago against Fond du Lac. 2 different 2-run deficits, including 1 in the 9th inning. Winning that game. Chad McCann's first pitch to Peterson popped up and back out of play over the left side. Isaac Milburn had the number of Jack Peterson today. 2 strikeouts on breaking balls. On 0-1, fastball rides in low. 1 ball, 1 strike as we near the 8 o'clock hour here in Central Time. Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. The lights are now on from Harebaker Field. On 1-1, there's a fastball in there for strike 2. The Mallards getting set to send Isaiah Jackson, Jade Lobliner, and Jake Goolsby to the plate. Here comes the 1-2 from McCann. Change up way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. At one point, there were a few shadows on the field. Now, no shadow cover across this cookie-cutter ballpark. Fastball's chopped foul over the first baseline. Jake Goolsby didn't move from his spot. We'll stick around at 2-2 with 2 away in the bottom of the 6th inning. Peterson batting .173 on the year with 7 RBIs. Milburn forced the bottom 4 in the Dock Spiders order to go 0 for 4 today. Fastball up at the eyes, fills up the count. Only 1 full count the entire 5 innings for Milburn. On 3-2, fastball just off the plate, lost him And a 2-out walk for Jack Peterson.
Now batting the catcher, Paul Smith.
So Isaac Milburn now over 10 1/3 innings, all against Fond du Lac this year. Struck out 10 combined batters. Paul Smith takes a fastball in on the knees, called for strike one. Chad McCann will pick off. And the all-white uniforms today for Fond du Lac. Jack Peterson will force some interns to do some laundry. 1 strike in the count. McCann working against catcher Paul Smith. Runner on the move, and Smith scoops it up and out of play. And Chad launches ahead 0-2. This AB with the left-handed catcher. Throws from the right side, bats from the left. On 0-2, he golfs one into center field, and Isaiah Jackson will track it and make the catch as he hits cruise control into left center field. A low high five with Jake Holcroft before relaying the ball back into the field, and the Mallards back into the dugouts. 2-0, Doc Spiders. The pitching duel has been good today. We'll see if Tyler Peck will reappear from the dugout in just a few moments here on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Top of the 7th inning from Hairbaker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Doc Spiders 2, Mallards nothing. It'll be Isaiah Jackson, Jaden Lobliner, and Jake Goolsby for the Mallards. But hey fans, tonight's game is brought to you in part by 5-Tool Ale, the official beer of the Northwoods League. Look for 5-Tool Ale at select league ballparks, or find 5-Tool Ale at festival food stores in Wisconsin. Remember to drink responsibly. Designated driver and get home safe. First pitch, changeup, is off the plate from starting pitcher Tyler Peck. First pitch of the 7th inning, number 70. On 1-0, Isaiah takes a changeup, low and in. Even the shortstop, Jake Surrain, just wondering where that missed. The inside part of the plate has been a troublesome spot today for home plate umpire Brandon Wells. On 2-0, Isaiah cranks one high into the air, foul. Ball that almost hit the big old light post down the right field line. Isaiah's average down to 167. 12 runs driven in, 1 homer on 2-1. Back up the middle, and it'll slice into left center field. And back-to-back frames, the Mallards have had a leadoff single, and it's good to see Isaiah Jackson get on base, earning a single. It seems like it's been a while since he has hit one over the heads of the infielders. Sometimes all you need is to see one go in like a free throw for a basketball player. One land into the outfield grass to kickstart something this season for Isaiah Jackson. Here comes Jaden Lobliner. First pitch to him. Bounces in to Paul Smith, the catcher. Back-to-back innings, the Mallards have had a leadoff single. Jake Holcroft, also a lefty, in the 6th inning. Lobliner will reach down, retie his right shoe. Nobody out, 2-0 ball game from Harebaker Field. Zach Linfield here with you, as always, on YouTube Live. On 1-0, Lobliner takes a fastball right over the middle of the plate. Velocity also dipping down for Tyler Peck, similar way that it dropped for Isaac Milburn, the Mallards starter today. Turned in a solid 5 innings, 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th. Peck got a breaking ball, shot into right field, and Lobliner again, another multi-hit game for this young catcher. Three consecutive games for Lobliner with multiple hits. And in pretty similar fashion as Isaiah Jackson, maybe Jaden just needed to see a couple fall, and that's what happened exactly a week ago. Right here at Harebaker Field, the Mallards climbed all the way back, erased 2 different 2-run deficits, and ended up winning the game, and Lobliner a big reason why. A single in that game, and then later on a big double that Jared Heinzen, the right fielder, he dove, it bounced off of his glove, and Lobliner was able to bounce into second base. So 2 on and nobody out for Jake Goolsby. Plenty of power in the bat of Jake. 76 pitches now for Tyler Peck. First pitch to Goolsby. Breaking ball. Didn't have too much break to it, and it's left up high, 1-0. The Mallards out hitting the Dock Spiders 5-1, yet trailing on the scoreboard 2-0. The 3 Madison errors have been an issue today. On 1-0 to Goolsby. Fastball, call, ball. I don't know. It looked like Brandon Wells was going to call a strike, and he laid off. I think that's a strike. Now it's 2-0 with Goolsby. And there's strike 1. Fastball over the middle of the plate this time. A little bit of wiggle room on the left and right sides of the strike zone, but not up and down for Brandon Wells. On 2-1. Goolsby takes low and away. I mean, it's getting tight back there for Brandon Wells. 3 balls and a strike waiting on deck. Corbin Dickerson. Isaiah Jackson takes a pretty strong leadoff second. Lobliner, good sized at first. 3 balls, 1 strike coming home to Goolsby, and he popped it up. Left side. Tracking it is West, and he'll make the catch. A regrettable swing for Jake Goolsby puts an out on the board. And here comes Corbin Dickerson. If you're the Mallards, you've got to get something here in this inning. You've been flirting with base runners all night long and haven't been able to score at all. Scored 3 runs 2 nights ago against Kalamazoo. Scored 10 runs 3 nights ago against Lakeshore, and then 10 runs last night against Kazoo. Nothing here today. First pitch to Dickerson. Breaking ball off the plate. Two runners on base. Corbin Dickerson batting 10 points below 300 this season. On the ground at third base side, Isaiah Jackson will duck out of the way. Corbin Dickerson will be safe at first, and Isaiah Jackson off third base will stay. Jaden Lobliner was called out at second base, and Donnie Scott will absolutely argue that. I'll tell you what, The second baseman, Gorman, was nowhere close to being on second base as he went to relay to first. And the umpires will come together. I'll tell you what, Gorman was nowhere close to being on second base, and this would be a bad call if they called Jaden Lobliner out at second. The strike zone has been iffy for both sides today. And third base umpire today, Dalton Phillips, said Lobliner was out, but as I've said, Gorman was nowhere near being on the bag. He was full 2 steps off, and they still called him out. I don't know. Second baseman Gorman nowhere close to being on the bag. And now runners on the corners with 2 outs, and Noah Sudica coming up, and he has struck out twice. That's a tough call for this umpiring crew. First pitch to Sudica. Fastball low and away. 1 ball in the count. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Fastball, called strike, high in the zone. Sudica doesn't like the call, and it's 1-1. Likely be the last inning for Tyler Peck. Trying to dance out of some damage here. On 1-1, Sudica fouls it off, and now he trails 1-2. I think that's going to be a call that this umpiring crew will go back on, watch it, and absolutely regret it. Got to put it behind him now. 1-2 with Sudica. And here it comes from Peck. Swing and another foul off. Batting down in the 9-hole, 2 swinging strikeouts today against Peck. One ball, 2 strikes in the count. Isaiah Jackson led off with the single. He's on third. Corbin Dickerson off the fielder's choice on first base. On 1-2, Sudica takes fastball off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the order, Jake Holcroft looming. Here's Sudica. You've got to get Holcroft to the plate. Do what you can. Do what you must. You got to get on base here. On 2-2. Swings and pops it up and over the backstop. Already a much better AB for Noah Sudica in this at-bat in comparison to his first 2. He was up there swinging at nearly everything in his first 2 ABs, striking out twice against Peck. Comes home with the 2-2 here, and he swings and misses. 3 strikeouts in the debut for Noah Sudica. And a really tough call at second base ends the inning for the Mallards. 2-0 Dock Spiders on your home of Madison Mallards Baseball. Bottom of the 7th inning from Harebaker Field. Chad McCann's first pitch lands for a strike to Jake Surrain. 8-9-1. Second inning of work for Chad. And on 0-1, Surrain thought about fishing, doesn't go. Appeal down to first base for crew chief Rob Knox. Don't want to say too much about the umpiring crew, but they blew a call in the top of the 7th inning. On a fielder's choice. Third baseman West to the second baseman Gorman. And Chad McCann's 1-1 is sprayed foul right field side, where the second baseman Gorman tried to drag his foot on the bag. He was a full 2 feet off the bag at second base, and third base umpire Dalton Phillips, they called him out. Back up the middle, and Chad McCann allows a 1-2 single. Leadoff man on for Fond du Lac in the 7th inning. Nine-hole hitter Graydon West steps in. 0 for 2 today. First pitch to West. Popped up a bunt. And Jaden Lobliner will drop it in foul territory. The easiest play that Lobliner will ever have. And he let it drop to the ground. So 0-1 with West. That would have been a big out to get for Chad McCann. Squares to bunt again, and West this time pushes a bunt foul. Oh and 2, and McCann will check over to first base. Nothing moving for Surrain quite yet. And he comes home to West on 0-2, and there's called strike 3. I mean, come on. This umpiring crew is all over the place right now. Home plate umpire Brandon Wells had no clue it was strike 3. The runner on first base, McCann picks up a backwards K. Known to be a rowdy spot in the league, Harebaker Field and their fans. Not very big attendance-wise, as first pitch missed low to Cooney. But some of the fans here, I'll tell you what, they are ruthless here in Fond du Lac. They have been letting Brandon Wells hear about it all day because truly the fans have a beautiful view of home plate. And I'm sitting right up behind about 8 rows of seats. Attendance somewhere between 300, 400 today. 2-0 in the count to Cooney. And McCann delivers home, and it's flown into left field. Jake Holcroft wants it. He will make the catch, and there are 2 away. So here comes the second baseman, where the controversy arose in the top of the 7th inning. It's Jack Gorman. From Presbyterian College, Gorman fouls one back to the screen for strike 1. On 0-1, Gorman takes slider away. 1 ball and 1 strike with Chad McCann. Runner on first base is Jake Surrain. 2 away in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Mallards got some work to do on the offensive end, trailing 2-0 here at Harebaker Field. McCann delivers a fastball for a strike. 1-2 now with Gorman on his day today, 0 for 2 with the walk. One ball, 2 strikes. McCann comes home, flown into left field again, and Isaiah Jackson might steal it from Holcroft, and he does. Into left center, Isaiah makes the catch, and that'll do it for the bottom of the 7th. Defensive battle so far today, and Fond du Lac winning that battle 2-0 here on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Top of the 8th inning from Hairbaker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. New pitcher on for the first time today might bode well for the Mallards after the start put together by Tyler Peck. Tanner Smith from Presbyterian College will come on and throw next for the Dock Spiders. Top of the order for the Mallards, Jake Holcroft. 7 innings pitched on the year for Smith, 1-0 record. And here is the top of the Mallards order. Holcroft will lead off. First pitch from Smith, right over the top. A breaking ball bounces in to home plate umpire, the catcher today, Paul Smith. 1 strike in the count with Holcroft. Smith will work straight from the stretch. Smith throwing to Smith. Fastball low makes it 2 balls and no strikes. Tanner Smith throws home. Fastball nowhere close. He does reach back for it. 90, 91 miles an hour on his 4-seam fastball, but control has been slightly an issue for him this year. But he does strike out quite a few batters. 11 strikeouts, 5 walks. On 3-0, misses the strike zone, 4-pitch walk to start the day out of the bullpen. Doesn't get much better for Tyler Peck today. Turned in 7 innings, 90 pitches, 5 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and Rowdy Yates, pitching coach for Fond du Lac, will make his way out to have a conversation with reliever Tanner Smith. So Keenan Taylor will have to pause.
the Sisters of Fond du Lac.
Holcroft on for the second consecutive AB. Smith works from the far first base side of the rubber and will throw over to first base. Holcroft will take off as the throw gets away from the first baseman Dieters. Holcroft will dig into second and stop there. There's a lot of space between the foul lines and the gates down the first and third base sides. So, first error of the day against Fond du Lac. And a Mallard on second base. And the force out's taking out a play. Keenan still waiting on that first pitch, and it's a fastball right over the middle of the plate. But that's pretty much been Keenan Taylor so far this year. He likes to take the first pitch almost no matter what, likes to get a gauge of the arm slot of the opposing pitcher. On 0-1, Smith comes home and bends a breaking ball low, 1-1. The Dock Spiders winning 2-0. On just 2 hits, the Mallards have 5. Yet to scratch the scoreboard on 1-1 inside fastball makes it 2 balls and a strike. Tanner Smith has thrown 7 pitches and only 1 of them have been a strike. Ryan Sprock waiting on deck. He homered last night for the first time this season. 2 balls and 1 strike to Keenan Taylor. Smith comes home and a fastball misses above the zone. I mean, that's a ball. Hardest thrown pitch of the day from Tanner Smith, 91 on the gun. Ryan Sprock, Owen Jackson, Isaiah Jackson wait their turn. Holcroft off second, trailing 2-0. Top of the 8th inning from Harebaker Field in Fond du Lac. On 3-1, fastball low and in, ball 4, tying run on first base in the 8th inning. Fond du Lac quickly getting an arm moving down in the bullpen per Doug Coe. Their manager raising his hat up into the air. Ryan Sprock digs in. One for 3 today. He singled in the first inning. Big at bat for Sprock. First pitch to him. Backs him out of the way. Ten pitches thrown so far from Tanner Smith. Only 1 of them a strike. And number 11 isn't much better. 91 in the dirt. Polar opposite from what Tyler Peck gave this team today. Does not want to lose this decision, but it's out of his hands. Tanner Smith. 2-0 in the count to Ryan Sprock. Holcroft off second. Taylor off first. 2-0 Dock Spiders. Breaking ball steals a strike, and it's 2-1. Ryan Sprock, last thing he thought would be curveball on 2-0. First time he's dropped in the curve for a strike in relief. Sprock wiggles the bat over his right shoulder on 2-1. Curveball again. It bounced Sprock out of the batter's box, but it almost landed in for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike in the count. Doug Coe anxiously waiting at the top step of the Fond du Lac dugout. Big pitch here. The 3-1 coming home. And a called strike on a curveball high. Mallard's dugout's got some stuff to say about it. Fastball hasn't been there for Tanner Smith this inning. Here, Ryan Sprock, you might expect curveball on 3-2. Smith looks back towards second, comes home, curveball, ball 4, same exact spot, different result. And that's going to be it for Tanner Smith. 3 batters, 3 walks in relief of Tyler Peck. And Fond du Lac will have to go to the bullpen. 2-0 ball game, tying run, stands on second base here on your home of Madison Mallards Baseball. New pitcher for Fond du Lac taking over for Tanner Smith is the left-handed Cade Walker from Cuesta College. 6'3", 195. Bases loaded full of Mallards in the 8th inning, trailing by 2. Big spot for Owen Jackson. First pitch from Walker almost got Owen on the helmet for ball 1. Holcroft on third, Taylor on second, and Sprock on first. On 1-0 to Owen. Swinging a drive into right center field, not too deep. Here comes Cooney and Peterson, and that will fall into right center field. Coming home to score, Holcroft. No one wanted it in right center, and it's 2-1. It looked like Owen got a lot more off the bat. And it's 2-1. Madison on the board for the first time today, and Fond du Lac giving up their first run in 2 ball games. So Isaiah Jackson, a big spot against Cade Walker. First pitch fastball, locates the zone for strike 1. No balls, in a strike from Walker. Comes home again, and Jackson sprays it off foul. Nobody out, bases loaded, 2-1, Doc Spiders. Oh, 0-2. Isaiah trying to fight off Cade Walker, and it got him. A walk. Isaiah Jackson will make his way down to first base on a hit-by pitch. And this game is tied with nobody out in the 8th inning. I don't know how these Mallards do it this year. They continue to fight and fight and fight some more while trailing in ball games. They did it a week ago against Fondy, and they did it last night against Kalamazoo. And now Jaden Lobliner. Big swing and a miss. Strike zone found for Cade Walker. Oh, 0-1 with Jaden. Walker, a big deep breath, comes home and spins in a breaking ball for strike 2. Any contact right now from Jaden Lobliner might do the job. With Jake Goolsby, the lefty, waiting on deck. On 0-2, swing and a miss. Down goes Lobliner. 2 hits today. He's been pretty solid at the plate, and now a big AB for Goolsby. So here's the Mallards' first baseman. Sprock off third, Jackson off second, Jackson off first. Fastball pinpointed for strike 1. That's a beauty from Cade Walker. Two-two ball game, top of the 8th inning from Harebaker Field. Goolsby waits on 0-1 and checks the swing, doesn't go, bounces into Smith, who's been good behind the plate today. Madison 2, Fond du Lac 2. Madison out hitting the Doc Spiders 6-2. 3 errors, though, for the Northsiders. Traveling up here to Fond du Lac today on 1-1. Goolsby nearly was hit by a pitch. Breaking ball missed inside, 2-1. But the 49er from Charlotte University, Jake Goolsby. Long home run in the win over Lakeshore 3 nights ago. 2-1. Takes ball low, 3-1. Madison 1 pitch away from potentially taking a lead from Harebaker Field. The lefty Walker comes set. Bases loaded on 3-1. Goolsby takes inside, and the Mallards have climbed all the way back to take a 3-2 lead in the 8th inning. An inning full of walks from Doc Spider's pitching. Scores Ryan Sprock. RBI single from Owen Jackson. RBI hit by pitch from Zay. And now Jake Goolsby. A walk to give the Mallards their first lead of the afternoon. And Corbin Dickerson steps in. First pitch swinging, first pitch fouling off. The Mallards haven't had to do too much to earn this comeback. Tyler Peck, 7 great innings, 5 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. Fastball away, 1 ball, 1 strike from Cade Walker. Tanner Smith saw just 3 batters. He walked all 3. Then Tanner Smith entered a single from Owen Jackson, a hit by pitch to Isaiah Jackson, a strikeout and a walk. 1-1. Corbin takes a called strike. That's a perfect pitch from Cade Walker. Top of the 8th inning from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Zach Linfield here with you. Game 1 of a home-and-home series between Fond du Lac and Madison as things heat up in the Great Lakes West. On 1-2, Corbin swings on the ground right side past the diving first baseman Dieters, and Donnie Scott will hold Isaiah Jackson at third. Isaiah was ready to come home, and he's going to make a change. Noah Sudica will take a seat, and Canyon Brown will step up to the plate. Sudica struck out 3 times in his 3 ABs here in his debut today, and it looks like Doug Coe may go to the bullpen again. That will be the case. Day will be done for Cade Walker in relief. And Canyon Brown, who just entered for the Mallards, will have to wait for a pitching change. 4-2 Madison in the top of the 8th inning. When we return, you're on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. New Fond du Lac pitcher with just 1 out in the top of the 8th inning. The Mallards have scored 4 runs. The Northsiders have made it 4-2. How the inning has shook out so far against Tanner Smith in relief of Tyler Peck, the starting pitcher. Walk, walk, walk. 3 consecutive base on balls to lead off the inning before Cade Walker entered. RBI single for Owen Jackson. RBI hit by pitch for Isaiah Jackson, a strikeout of Lobliner. Jake Goolsby walked in a run. And then Corbin Dickerson, an RBI single into right field. And the Mallards have had a pinch hitter appear at the plate, Canyon Brown for Noah Sudica. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Utica, not a great debut. Canyon Brown steps in for the Mallards. First pitch to him, breaking ball, a perfect strike. And that's got to be a welcoming sign for Doug Coe as Mason Weckler, the right-hander from UW Stevens Point, pitches. Weckler comes set right in front of his chin, throws home on 0-1. Fastball just away. Every time that home plate umpire Brandon Wells takes a step back with his right foot, it looks like he's going to call a strike. It's a very similar motion. Yet he just casually stands there and doesn't punch on 1-1. There's a slider outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. A lot easier of a call for our home plate umpire today. So the Dock Spiders make a change for this batter. The Mallards make a change for this batter. And Canyon takes fastball low and away, 3-1, with a chance to take a 5-2 or bigger lead in the top of the 8th inning. Very similar to the way the Mallards 1 week ago today came back against Fond. 3 balls, 1 strike in the count with Canyon Brown. Weckler drives home, and it's shot into right field. Coming on is Cooney and Peterson. That'll drop in, and the pinch hitter pays off for Madison because Isaiah Jackson scores an RBI pinch hit single for Canyon Brown, which looked like was punched into right, sliced back into right center. And the Mallards catcher, who will likely start in the starting 9 tomorrow, gives the Mallards a 3-run lead. 5 runs in the top of the 8th inning. Not done yet. Back to the top of the order, Jake Holcroft, who led off this inning. First pitch to Jake. He chopped a swing. Over to short. Surrain bobbles it. Holcroft saved it first. And an E6 allows Jake Goolsby to score. Inning just will not end for Fond du Lac. So now the runners, Dickerson off third, Brown on second, and Holcroft on first. Keenan Taylor swings and punches this one into center right at Cooney. He will make the catch, and the Mallards will take a 7-2 lead on a sacrifice fly from the Mighty Mouse. Dickerson is in. Mallards 7, Dock Spiders 2. As the Northsiders, a touchdown here in the 8th inning. Quick appeal from the pitcher, Weckler, to West, the third baseman. You still got to finish the game, though, if you're Madison. Leading 7-2. Don't know who will be on to pitch next for the Northsiders. Likely that Chad McCann's day is done. But Ryan Sprock will get his second AB of this inning. First pitch to him, fastball up at the eyes for ball 1. Holcroft, Taylor, Sprock led off the inning with walks against Tanner Smith. Third pitcher of the inning for Fond du Lac as Sprock sprays one off. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fond du Lac had not allowed a run in 2 ball games. Shut out Wausau yesterday 1-0. And a game that really helped the Mallards. Curveball outside, 2 balls and a strike. That curveball's moving from Mason Weckler. Two balls and 1 strike. Mason Weckler drives home. Curveball outside, and long inning getting some deja vu from last year. The Madison Mallards pitching staff, they had multiple games just like this. They just couldn't find their groove on the mound. And it was walks galore for the majority of the second half, where they win 8-28. Sprock into right center field, running over Cooney, will make the catch, and that will end a lengthy inning with the Mallards at the plate. 7-2 Northsiders as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning here on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Bottom of the 8th inning from Hairbaker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. New Mallards pitcher Rashad Ruff. And his first pitch comes home. Travis Strickler will foul it off to the left side. Rashad, after a hiatus from the team for a graduation cruise with his parents. On 0-1, there's a pretty looking slider. It's fastball slider, devastating changeup for Rashad Ruff. 7-2 Madison. 7 runs in the top of the 8th inning. On 0-2, swing and a blooper out of play on that changeup from Rashad. He throws it hard, 83 on the gun. That inning for Madison, it's going to be a memorable one if they're able to go on and compete for the Great Lakes West Division first half title. On 0-2 to Strickler, another changeup and another foul ball. They've got to stay competing with the top of this division. No one is comfortable in the top spot right now. Green Bay, a 1-game lead over both Wausau and Madison. On 0-2, Ruff throws home. Called strike 3, up into the zone. And Rashad, and his first batter back, fans Travis Strickler. And welcome back, Rashad. We missed you, man. Doug Coe arguing with home plate umpire Brandon Wells. And here is Jared Heinzen. Doug Coe back to his spot. Argument over. And this umpiring crew has heard it plenty from both sides today. First pitch to Heinzen is a called strike on a slider. Doug Coe is still barking down from his position as the third base coach. First-year manager for Fond du Lac. On 0-1. Another pretty looking pitch from Rashad Ruff. And it's 0-2. Slider swung on and missed.
Just because you're wearing black and gray doesn't mean you're Major League.
2 strikes in the count. Rashad Ruff from the windup deals home. And a check swing. Did he go? No. says first base umpire Rob Knox, who is the crew chief of this staff. The Mallards have some very, very loose action down in the bullpen. One Mallard up and stretching. On 1-2. Fastball low and in. Another appeal is a no-go. Now 2-2. Rashad nearly lost his cap. Hardest thrown pitch of the day today. 92 from any pitcher in this ball game. 7 combined arms on 2-2. Slider called, strike 3. Down goes Heinzen. Back-to-back backwards Ks for Rashad Ruff. I'll tell you what, Rashad Ruff left the Mallards after getting bruised up in the contact department a little bit. He left for the Cruise and he came back Mariano Rivera. First pitch, fastball is bounced towards Goolsby at first. Big body in the way, stomps on first, and he takes down Dieters. So a ground ball to Jake Goolsby ends the bottom of the 8th inning. Rashad Ruff, a very efficient 8th inning. The score is 7-2. Madison on top on your home of Madison Mallards baseball. Top of the 9th inning from Hairbaker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. New pitcher for the Dock Spiders, Zach Silfies. The Mallards have seen Silfies before as he takes over for Mason Weckler. 3 games pitched on the season, this being the 4th. 3 strikeouts over 5 innings. 4.50 ERA for Silfies. And his last time out, exactly a week ago against Madison, 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, a strikeout, and a walk. Owen Jackson leads off against him. First pitch, fastball high, 90 miles an hour on the gun. The Mallards 7 runs in the top of the 8th inning. Come back and take the lead. Silfies, a pitch and a line drive single into right field for Owen Jackson. 2-hit day for Owen. I'll tell you guys what, the Mallards have played really, really good baseball this season here in Fond du Lac. This is the 3rd game of the year that they have played here at Hairbaker Field. They're 2-0 so far, leading tonight 7-2. Now, of course, they've had to play from behind in 2 of those games as Isaiah takes a fastball for a called strike. Raises his head to the sky in disagreement of Brandon Wells. Now, I'll tell you what, Doug Coe, manager for Fond du Lac, he stood out there at his box on the third base side, breaking ball off the plate, 1-1. And he took a nice long look home at Brandon Wells in between innings. And really only moved once Donnie got out there to coach third base. On 1-1, Isaiah takes a big hack and falls behind 1-2. Isaiah has been on twice today. A hit by pitch just 1 inning ago and a single in the 7th inning. He was stranded on third base. 1 ball, 2 strikes with Isaiah Jackson. Silfies comes home and Isaiah pops it foul. Down the third base side, West giving some chase, but we'll watch it fly out of play. The Mallards won each of the first 3 games the season series with Fond du Lac. A sweep and a home, and then another home and home. Mallards won game 1 here a week ago, and then lost game 2, 5-1. Swing and a miss, down goes Isaiah. Owen Jackson still on first, 1 away in the 9th inning.
Catcher Jaden Lobliner.
Jaden Lobliner will make his way to the plate. First pitch to Jaden Lobliner. Bends in for strike 1. Just looks like an ink canvas on the old scorebook in the 8th inning. The Mallards, they brought 12 batters to the plate. Curveball high. 1 ball, 1 strike with Lobliner. Here comes the 1-1. Lobliner swings and hits this one into right field. From first to second goes Owen Jackson. Lobliner settles in at first. How about Jaden Lobliner, the 4th Mallard to have a 3-hit game this season. And that kid starting to figure it out. Donnie thought he had a tough decision to make in the outfield day in and day out with their talented 5 outfielders. And now with 3 catchers that can hit the ball consistently, Canyon Brown, David Melfi, and of course Jaden Lobliner. Jake Goolsby digs in. First pitch to him, breaking ball finds the zone for strike 1. He'll likely stick to the rotation right now. None of those catchers are scheduled to leave anytime soon. They're all on full contracts with the team. The 1-strike pitch to Goolsby. Fastball away, 89 from Silfies. Runners on first and second, 7-2 Madison. Curveball, swing and a miss. Goolsby whiffed right through it. It's a big velocity change, about 20 miles an hour from the fastball to the curveball. Corbin Dickerson waits on deck. 2 runners on, Mallards leading by 5. On 1-2, Goolsby, a high fly ball. Right field, Peterson chasing into the corner. That ball is foul. Jake Goolsby hit it a mile. Mile long and a mile high. Silfies bent over at the waist. Comes set with the glove in front of the belt. On 1-2, swinging a fly ball into left center field. They can't find it. Now Cooney locates it, but so does Strickler, the left fielder. And I think Cooney was trying to play tricks on Owen Jackson as the left fielder Strickler made the catch. Corbin Dickerson will come to the plate with 2 away. That's back-to-back days that outfielders against the Mallards. Yesterday it was Banks Tolley, and now today Travis Strickler trying to play some tricks on the Mallards. Big swing and a miss from Corbin Dickerson to start this AB. Now, Cooney acted like he had no clue where it was. Strickler came over and made the catch. And maybe it was truthful that he didn't know where it was because Strickler kind of made it in his territory. Corbin takes strike 2. Beautiful bender to make it 0-2. Estevan Moreno waits on deck for the Mallards. Canyon Brown pinch hit in the 8th inning. On 0-2, Corbin takes ball low, blocked up nicely by Paul Smith, who's been a steady backstop today for Fond du Lac. On 1-2 from Silfies, curveball drops in for strike 3. Down goes Dickerson. Well, he got a steady diet of breaking balls. And the Mallards, they're going to have a chance to close it down in the 9th inning, leading by 5. This is your home of Madison Mallards baseball. It's closing time from Hairbaker Field in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, and it is Rashad Ruff for the 9th inning. Mallards leading 7-2 on the road. 6, 7, 8 in the Doc Spiders order. Jack Peterson, Paul Smith, Jake Surrain. Rashad Ruff faced the minimum in the 8th inning, and the first pitch of this inning is tapped foul from Peterson. Top of the 9th inning, per usual, we will take a look across the rest of the league. Wausau winners over Wisconsin Rapids tonight, 11-5. Wausau jumping back into the win column. Wausau 12 hits on 0-1. Peterson swings and misses on that disgusting changeup from Rashad Ruff, low and in. 0-2 with the lefty Peterson. But Wausau scored no runs a night ago right here at Hairbaker Field. 1-0 final. Doc Spiders won. On 0-2, Rashad bends a slider, and Jaden Lobliner thought he had strike 3. Threw it all the way down to third base for Keenan Taylor. And Jaden turns around and apologizes to home plate umpire Brandon Wells. I mean, it was right there. On 1-2, Rashad throws home. There's a swing and a miss on a fastball away. 91 on the gun from Rashad and punches out Peterson. Third strikeout for Rashad. And welcome back, kiddo. Back end bullpen guy, all through and through for Madison. But elsewhere in the Great Lakes West, Lakeshore on top of Green Bay right now. Bottom of the 8th inning from Capital Credit Union Park. Both teams with 8 hits. However, 5-4 Chinooks over the Rockers. First pitch ball to catcher Paul Smith, batting at 185. Been on base one time today. Fastball outside corner, just missed it, 2-0. Mallards 7, Dock Spiders 2. If the Mallards hold on and the Chinooks hold on, the Mallards are tied atop the West. Golf swing and fouled off from Paul Smith. One more game against Fond du Lac tomorrow at the bottom of the division. 6-14 entering today. The Mallards 11-9 on 2-1. Fastball off the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike from Rashad Ruff to Paul Smith, with 1 away in the bottom of the 9th inning from Harebaker Field. Ruff comes home from the windup, fastball outside, ball 4, and he lost Paul Smith. A 1-out 9th inning base runner. Still got a long ways to go. But for the Mallards' sake, Lakeshore hoping to hang on and knock off Green Bay. First pitch fastball is skied up into the air and foul back behind home plate. Green Bay currently threatening in the bottom of the 8th inning. Over in the Great Lakes East Division, Kalamazoo, after being swept by Madison, currently leading 7-0 over Kokomo. Excuse me, that's a final. Growlers beating the Jackrabbits in 9 innings. Fastball low and away, 1-1 with Jake Surrain. So Kalamazoo back in the win column. They were 9-8 entering the series with the Mallards. They're now an even 10-10. Noah Keller put together a great start today for Kalamazoo. Fastball high. 2 balls and 1 strike. You're Rashad Ruff. You just got to find the strike zone. Trust your defense behind you to win this ball game. 7-2 Madison on 2-1. There's a fastball, and it's for a strike. Fouled off by Surrain. Count even at 2 apiece. Bottom of the 8th inning, Kenosha and Traverse City, 5-5. Rockford doing their best to chase the division-leading Traverse City Pittsburghers in the East Division. They currently lead Battle Creek 14-1. Fastball up high, and it is full with Jake Surrain. Velocity has been there today for Rashad Ruff in his 2 innings of work. Isaac Milburn started, Chad McCann chased, and then Rashad Ruff to try and close things out. On 3-2. Fastball is chopped foul. That's it for the Great Lakes. Over in the Plains, Thunder Bay victorious over Waterloo up in Canada, 4-3. Rochester winners over Eau Claire as the Honkers continue to lead that division. 3-2 victorious over the Express. Here comes the 3-2 pitch, and that is slapped foul by Surrain. Duluth doing their best to stay right on the tail of the division-leading Honkers. Lacrosse off to a rough start this season, 6-12. The Huskies leading that game 7-1. On 3-2, Ruff again towards second. Ryan Sprock will just get 1. He will throw to first. Goolsby leaves his foot on the bag, and the runner, Paul Smith, is into second base, but Rashad Ruff picks out number 2. And Graydon West is the last Dock Spider in the way of the Northsiders this afternoon. And to round things out across the Northwoods tonight, Wilmer and Minot currently in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Hot Tots 9, the Stingers at 15-3, also at 9 runs. Mankato leading Bismarck 12-5. First pitch fastball is fouled off by West down the first base side. Runner on second base, Paul Smith. The Mallards, big opportunity to potentially have a tie for first place with Green Bay and Lakeshore. Currently in the bottom of the 8th inning from Capital Credit Union Park. The 0-1 has popped up, right side. Goolsby and Lobliner chasing and into the seats. But Ruff has catapulted himself in front 0-2. A 4-game win streak would mark the longest in 2 seasons for the Mallards, dating back to 2021. No 4-game win streaks last year in the 26-46 campaign. On 0-2, ground ball towards third. Taylor charging, takes care of it, throws to first, and the Mallards come back to win this ball game 7-2. Rashad Ruff closes the door in the final 2 innings, and the Mallards, they have won 4 consecutive ball games, improving their record to 12-9 and heading back to the north side once again to finish up this series with the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. What a win for Madison tonight, 7-2. The Dock Spiders jumped ahead by 2 runs in the 4th. The Mallards, they score 7 runs in the top of the 8th inning. And, well, that certainly helped the Northsiders to their victory here tonight. Winning pitcher for the Mallards is Chad McCann, his first decision of the year, and Tanner Smith gets his first loss of the year, now down at 1-1. Final line scores tonight: Madison, 7 runs on 10 hits, 3 errors. Fond du Lac, 2 runs on just 2 hits and 2 errors. Mallards return home tomorrow, 12:35. First pitch from the Northwoods League Baseball Network with myself, Zach Linfield, and our tremendous broadcast team on the call tomorrow from the Duck Pond. Final score, one more time, tonight from Harebaker Field here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Madison 7, Fond du Lac 2 on your home of Madison Mallards Baseball.